Some cry, some smile, some fight every day. We rise to the top, cause we know what it takes. Through it all, we survive, yet still hold the faith. Unchangeable, Lord, unchangeable. Hey, matter how the dollar might stack up, me still not change. Me, I go stay rough. In a diggity and you have to buckle up your lace, be smart, don't be a prof now. Life it's a journey, it's a long race. Mama says son be wise and don't bring disgrace. So me pick up the broom and start sweep the place. Cause all these ways they got to get erased. I love to me people that me embrace. The truth are the truth and just said some fight every day. We rise to the top, cause we know what it takes. Through it all, we survive, yet still hold the faith. Unchangeable, Lord, unchangeable. Hey, matter how the dollar might stack up, me still not change. Me, I go stay rough. In a diggity and you have to buckle up your lace, be smart, don't be a prof now. Life it's a journey, it's a long race. Mama says son be wise and don't bring disgrace. So me pick up the broom and start sweep the place. Cause all these ways they got to get erased. I love to me people that me embrace. The truth are the truth and that can't erase. So hell to all of those who want hate. Just send me to finish this race. So we ain't giving up now. We put up a fight, we got to be ready, cause time's getting dreary. Just said, don't you worry, I'll be the hurry, Lord, we got to be ready, cause time's getting dreary. So we pray, we pray, we pray, we pray, we pray, we pray. Let's not be flow when the prayer gone up. Not a evil can harm us. Them think we don't when we just a warm up. Yeah, nothing harm us. So me tell the youth hold on, tell mama be strong. Jackie, have faith in God, me no know about man. Long time them a try bring me down, and not just now, from a very young. Chat me every day with them. I started dancing too much. Hold on, y'all. I started dancing too much.
Answer. Because you are that, you are capable. You are gifted, and you are so unique. All of the things that you may hate about yourself are your strengths. It's okay to be soft. It's okay to be opinionated. It's okay to be different. And it's so okay to just be. The world awaits to receive you.
All right. I'm here and I'm square. And I'm not gonna put my normal sound effect on, okay, out of respect for Jamie Foxx and respect for Ice Cube. Today is a live of Improv Live. And this live is for the community. You already know. You know what we're going to do on Uncensored Enlightenment Talk. You're going to find this under community topics because these are things that we need to talk about. Now, we're going to talk about Jamie Foxx, okay? Because this was something that I addressed on Nurses to Nurses News Network.
as well as I did address it here on YouTube as well as Rumble. So I wanted to follow up and I wanted to talk about it. So before we get into Ice Cube versus the Gatekeepers, we're going to hit the topic of shortly is that Jamie Foxx or is it a clone? Let me stop. Or a stunt double. Now, I want to talk about this from a realistic perspective. Now, I can understand why many individuals would believe that it is a clone. The reason why is because the way that they handle it dead wrong. Okay. First and foremost, the things that they did to us, like not communicate what was going on with Jamie Foxx. When we get into his actual live that he made, he did address that, and I really respect what he said. But the anticipation, the worry, the not letting the public know, literally led up to this. Now, we do know that allegedly he had a medical emergency, which was related to some type of stroke. Okay. Now, he did confirm that he did have tubes in his mouth when we do listen to this. So we want the people who kept calling people conspiracy theories, saying that, oh, it wasn't bad or whatever may be the situation. He goes on and to confirm this. Now, looking at this particular video, the reason why I show this is because this is prior to anything happening to him. And this is a good look of how Jamie Foxx looked. Okay. And now I'm showing you this because I agree with why the conspiracy theorists will think that Jamie Foxx is clone or who they were showing us was not him at some point. Now, this is Jamie Foxx prior to him having his medical emergency, if you remember. Take a look at him, look at his face. Take a look, close, close, close.
They don't have a blueprint. They don't have a blueprint for me, though.
They better not have the blueprint. All right. So I want y'all to look at that. And then we're going to go into the clip that is brought to you by Fox 5 News of Jamie Foxx on the boat. Now, Jamie Foxx on the boat, I really believe that this is Jamie Foxx on the boat. As I mentioned, when you have these type of medical events, especially dealing with a stroke, usually involves the right side of your body, and that body basically is a defect in that body, meaning you have weakness in this arm, leg, and things like that. Now, when you look at this actual video right here of Jamie Foxx, we're going to let it play, but right here you'll see specifically that his leg is at rest, which is on the right side, and his arm is at rest. So let's just watch this little short clip brought to you by Fox 5 News.
Time in months, Oscar-winning actor Jamie Foxx was spotted outside since he was hospitalized with a mysterious medical condition.
Foxx was spotted over the weekend on top of a boat on the Chicago River. He was seen smiling and waving to fans as he passed by. You may remember Jamie was filming a movie here in Atlanta when he was initially hospitalized. TMZ later posted footage of him playing a round of golf at Top Golf as well. Foxx took to Twitter today saying he is celebrating summer and ended it with the hashtag Stay Blessed.
Now, I'm not going to play the clip of him at Top Golf, but this is Jamie Foxx bald-headed. Okay. Now I'm showing you this because this is why I agree with people being confused when you see the clip of him coming out of the truck, allegedly after he saved someone's pocketbook. Okay. Now, this is what I feel is wrong to do to the people. There are people called stunt dummies. I mean, stunt doubles, not dummies. Stunt doubles. And I do believe, in my opinion, that this is a stunt double. And I really think that it was inappropriate for them to do that because that fuels the conspiracy. Let's watch. Look at this man right here. Look at this man right here. And we're going to go back to the picture of where we got Jamie Foxx, okay? Now we're going to put it back to the original picture because I can't get both on, but I want y'all to look. It's a remarkable difference, okay? So you see that gentleman, and now you go back and you look at this gentleman, okay? Take a look. Do you see? Now we're going to go back and put the other gentleman back on the screen. This is who I believe is stunt double. Let's play it. Look at him.
You get a good look at him, and he appears to be strong and healthy. Foxx is in the backseat of an SUV in Chicago where he's undergoing physical rehabilitation, reportedly for a stroke. And he's doing a good deed, too. He came to the aid of this woman, Queenie Glenn.
He just stepped out, casually had a little smile, handed me the bag.
After she got a hug, she asked the question the entire nation is wondering.
I said, can you just tell me one thing? Are you feeling good? Like, that's verbatim. I said, are you feeling good? And he repeated what I said. He said, I'm feeling good.
The reports are that
she said he repeated what I said. I'm feeling good.
He may have had a stroke. Did he show any signs of that?
He looks healthy. He looks well.
Now, I'm showing you this because let's look at it one more time.
It's the clearest.
The color of his skin. I know he's inside of the sun, but look at the color of his skin and everything. This is why I think that this is a stunt double or what people think is a clone. And I really think that this was wrong for them to do. Now, the reason why I feel like this is because now we're going to look at the video that he released. The video that he released, we're going to compare it to his old picture and the alleged stunt double and see why we say what we say. Now, that's why I do believe Jamie Foxx is alive. I do believe the picture of his the video of him talking is him, really, because I'm very skeptical of certain things. But because the way he looks in this video, one, when you're hospitalized, you are not subjected to the sun, and 9 out of 10, you're going to lose some type of weight. Okay. You can see clearly here in this picture, it looks like Jamie Foxx lost weight. And you can see a remarkably light skin here. This is what I notice happens to people in the hospital that are Black, okay? So this is why I truly believe this is Jamie Foxx. And I am really blessed. I mean, I really feel like it really made me feel good to see this because I'm one of the people that they will categorize as conspiracy theorists, okay? And it is beyond my excitement when our minds go to the left and then we can see something like this. Okay. But as I explained to you, people, you are not off for feeling the way you feel, because I do believe that the person who retrieved that lady pocketbook was not Jamie Foxx. Okay. So you saw the bald head, the complexion of the man, and we're going to show you, you see Jamie Foxx here. And this is why you have the right to feel skeptical of what the news show you, because this is what they do to us. Now look at this picture of the of Jamie Foxx. Let's just go back to the first picture of Jamie Foxx. Hold on, right here. Looking at this picture again, clearly, it looks like the same individual that's in the new video. Okay. This individual to me So I know I'm kind of dragging it in the hole, but this is the reason why people feel the way they feel. I do think that it is wrong for the news to do things like that, for the not news, but also, I mean, actually Hollywood to do things like that, because that's how they keep things buzzing. That's how they keep the conspiracy theories going and and make it seem like we crazy, but we not. We know. This is brought to you by Comedy Hype, the full video.
First of all, I want to say thank you to everybody that's prayed, man, and sent me messages.
I don't know why it's blue. Hold on, y'all. Let's do it again. I don't know why it's blue. Why?
After Advil dual.
Bear with me. I didn't like that. We got a 15-second commercial. So let's just watch what he has to say. And we're going to kind of close off the subject by listening to Jamie Foxx and thanking God that that man is alive.
First of all, I want to say thank you to everybody that's prayed, man, and sent me messages. I cannot even begin to tell you how far it took me and how it brought me back. I went through something that I thought I would never ever go through. And I know a lot of people were waiting, or wanting to hear updates. But to be honest with you, I just didn't want you to see me like that, man. I want you to see me laughing, having a good time, partying, cracking a joke, doing a movie, television show. I didn't want you to see me with tubes uh, running out of me
So he do confirm that he had tubes running out of him. Okay.
and trying to figure out if I was gonna make it through. And to be honest with you, my sister Deidre Dixon, my daughter Corinne Marie saved my life. So to them, to God, to a lot of great medical people, I'm able to leave you this uh, video. I cannot tell you how great it feels to have your family kick in such a way. And y'all know they kept it airtight. They didn't let nothing out. They protected me. And that's what I hope that everyone could have in moments like these. Now, by being quiet, sometimes things, get out of hand. People saying what I got. Some people said I was blind, but as you can see, the eyes are working. The eyes are working just fine.
And I'm gonna just tell you this, guys. Just by this, honestly, I really believe this is Jamie Foxx. This is him. A clone can't be this good to behave like Jamie Foxx. I do believe in clones, guys. I don't disregard y'all. We already know what they did, but this is the real Jamie Foxx, and we are blessed to see him not have a half droop face. I'm not sure of his body mechanics, but I am so grateful to see this man.
Said I was paralyzed. I'm not paralyzed, but I did go through. I went to hell and back, and my road to recovery had some potholes as well. But I'm coming back, and I'm able to work. So I want to thank the people that let me work, and I just want to say that I love everybody, and I love all of the love that I got.
Oh,
And man, I know they talk about people crying on videos. You can do take two, but I'm not gonna do a take two. It is what it is. And if you see me out from now on, and every once in a while I just burst into tears, is because um, it's been tough, man. I was sick, man, but now I got my legs out, under me, so you're gonna see me out. But like I said, I just want you to remember me for the jokes that I crack. Uh, the movies that I make, some of them good, some of them ain't. I think I got a good one out. And the songs that I sing, man. And then, some people were talking about I'm clone. Well, check this out. Just kidding you. Not clone, man, but I'm here on earth because of some great people. I'm here on earth because of God, man. So I love all y'all. I just wanted to jump on here and let you know that I'm on my way back in love.
All right. So, with that goes to say, like I said, I really believe that is Jamie Foxx. I was trying to determine, was he holding the camera to kind of figure out what's his defect, but from what he's saying, it sounds like his defect is in his legs or leg. So he may have arm movement and hand movement. So I want to say love and blessings to Jamie Foxx. There's no conspiracy behind people caring about him. The ones who pray for him continue to pray for his recovery, because going through this process is not easy. And still to this day, he's still going to have to continue to go to rehab. And like I said, I don't believe that was him who got that lady pocketbook. So you guys don't feel no damn way, because they do got things called stunt doubles. And that guy looked like his stunt double. Okay, so now we're going to get into our main topic, which is Ice Cube versus the Gatekeepers. Ice Cube is on the run eating, right? Ice Cube is on the run eating. He ain't here to play, he here to slay. He's literally going on, like he said, a tour from place to place. Let me put my man on the screen. What we're going to do is basically hit two of his interviews and just dissect it. I'm not going to put the actual video up there, because one is from the Breakfast Club. So we're going to just take a few clips and lines for you to listen to what he has to say. And then we're going to actually react to the full Pierce Morgan interview that he did. So that's going to be the full reaction. And what we're going to do most likely by tomorrow evening, God willing, I'm going to have a compilation of actual Ice Cube's videos, or not his videos, his interview, because he has several interviews that he has gone on, which is one at Club Random with Bill Mahler. We're going to break some of that up, get some key things they talk about. He also goes on an interview with Dub C and CJ Mack show. He also goes on another interview with the Pivot podcast, Ice Cube Story, Icons, Songs, Music. We Are All Human. Also, he goes on Viral Vision. So he's been going on a mission. Okay. He said what he said and he did what he did. And I really think if the black people get mad to the ones who was talking shit, if the black people would have listened to him with that damn contract, you probably would have got something this election. But I'm going to take a whole glass and shut the hell up. But what we're going to do now is actually play some of the interview that's on the Breakfast Club. So I want to make sure, hopefully you guys can hear it, because we're not going to really show it. Hold on. Let me see, can I get a picture? Matter of fact, I got it. I'm just not going to put the picture of the Breakfast Club. Let's show Ice Cube. Let's show Ice Cube. Okay? Let's get it. Now, this is him on the Breakfast Club, okay? Hold on. I don't think y'all being able to hear it. That's the problem. I'm glad I started listening. I ain't about to play with them. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Bear with me, y'all.
Other than really not getting much exposure from mainstream sports media, that's really the problem. And also, there's things that's happening behind the scenes when it comes to sponsors and networks and partners to partner with the big three. We think we're running to a lot of interference from the NBA. A lot of deals, make it to the 11th hour and then get shut down, and so it's frustrating. Mm-hmm. It's something that we were like suffering in silence because we wanted to work it out with the NBA. We wanted to figure out, what more could we do to show that we're not competition. Now, the whole problem,
which you are competition, and a little friendly competition is not a problem. The problem is that the type of competition that you are, okay? No more long suffering. Go ahead on your exposure tour. Continue.
Is there's a bylaw in the NBA contracts when you're an owner saying you cannot invest in a competing league. Mm-hmm. And so they're labeling the big three as a competing league.
That's good though, right?
Hell no.
I mean, for y'all, right?
No, it's not good. Okay. It's not good because
people can't invest.
We're not competing. Mm-hmm. They make billions every year. We're still trying to, get the league into profitability. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Excuse me if I can't pronounce that. I went to LA Unified School District.
That's right. I ain't mad at you. I'm from Newark, baby. We make our own language up sometime. Go ahead. Continue.
So we're still trying to get there, and we're this close, you know.
So basically, what he's talking about right now is that they are setting up shop to basically lock him out or lock the big three out by saying you are competition and we can't invest with you. Because what end up happening if you understand contract law, and that's something that we were just teaching actually on the buyback team this week. We were going into contract law. What happens is that this is how they own you. You set up a contract with these people, and then they say within the contract you cannot work with any other organization of like kindness that will have the same type of brand. You can't share information with them or nothing because you're in a contract. Okay, so that end up locking you out from things like this. This is how they use the wordplay and the contract ability to control people. And don't that sound about familiar? When Kanye West went on his damn rant, doesn't that sound about familiar? Let's get back to Ice Cube, okay?
Sponsor a two-way. But at the end of the day, we're not competing. We play in the summer.
Now, let's get to this next part. I want to quickly move on because this is when you get into the antitrust laws and basically where they are trying to corner off the market. And this is what they do to the Black community all the time. Allegedly, but not allegedly.
That's coming in. But how it works, the player captain, the captain of the team, gets to pick who he wants to play with. So he picks two co-captains. So, you know, guys know how guys play, and it's like, yo, if I play with him, I can win. And then they draft two more players. So we have a draft pool, have a lottery. Mm-hmm. So who picks first, second, third, whatever. And then they pick the players they want. And those players play. And if anybody get hurt, you just return back to the draft pool and they pick another player from the draft pool until the injured player comes back. So there's always a pool of players waiting to get called up to play in the big three.
Mm-hmm. Got you. Now, I heard you on Joe Rogan.
Now, he's talking about the structure of the big three, but let's talk about the gatekeepers and the antitrust. Hold on, because this one I didn't have pre-broken down, but let's get it to it. I think it's about 19 minutes into it.
It was like, this is authentic Ice Cube, right? And it's like, you've always.
I think they all around. You know, I don't think it's worse than any other, I guess, profession. You know, I think there's, people that try to make sure you stay in your lane. Mm-hmm. And if you look like you're getting out of your lane, sometimes they'll watch you, sometimes they'll put guardrails up, and sometimes they'll actually put a gate up and make sure you go no further.
This is why right here, just to let you know, when you come on here, is nobody in my chat, and you kind of just get notification randomly because the gate is up for uncensored because they looking at this like competition. We're coming in with a whole new vibe, and that is exactly what Ice Cube is doing, okay? And what's going on here, we're going to talk about it, is a direct reason why Black people have to stick together and allocate their money. The same way that other organizations does it, the same way that other nations does it, you have to do it, okay? Because Ice Cube won't survive in a situation like this unless we come together. I'm letting you know. It's not going to happen.
So, that's what we have happening here. And this is just my testimony. But we all got them, and we all got to figure out who they are. We don't have to let them know we know who they are.
Exactly.
You just got to figure out how to get around that gate. I used to hop fences when I was young all the time.
Me too.
A fence or a gate never stopped me from going where I wanted to go.
Which one is more difficult for you? Because you've seen them.
All right. Now, so he's highlighting the issues a little bit. We're going to get to 23 minutes of this, and then we're going to move on into our actual full reaction. That's going to be based on the Piers Morgan show. Now let's listen to what he has to say about the industry story, about his industry story, and how he was blessed to get a little protection from somebody who was feeling the same way he was feeling about the industry.
15 years old, hanging around the industry, just had my antennas up. And, you know, when it was time for me to do records, you know, I was in a stage where I was happy, you know what I mean? I'm ready to go, you know, I'm finally get to live my dream and do music on and put it on wax and put it out and see if I'm good enough, you know? And so, I had a publicist who later became my manager, lady by the name of Pat Charbonnet. And if you see the Friday movie, she helped me produce that movie, Friday. You'll see her name on it. But she was the publicist for NWA. And I would show up to the interviews early. You know what I mean? I'm like, you know, if you can't be on time, be early. So I would show up to all the interviews early. Sometimes them dudes wouldn't even show up, like Easy on his way, Dre on his way, but they never showed up. So I'll be the only one there. So we got to chop it up. And she was basically like, do you know who Jerry Heller is? And I'm like, no, who is that? Well, you need to look him up because you just got to watch him. How's your paperwork? You know, she started just, have you signed a contract with them yet? And I'm like, nah, you know, I ain't signed nothing. And she was like, you need to make sure you get an attorney before you sign anything with them. And so I wanted to put her in the movie, but it just wasn't enough real estate. You know, people just don't know how hard it is to actually put 10 years into 2 hours. But
all right, so I'm gonna stop there on this interview because I shared enough of Breakfast Club because Breakfast Club, you know, a little weird. I definitely didn't want to show the video, but I wanted you guys to listen of some of the things that he started to address. And this is going to be the tone of a lot of his interviews. Okay, most likely by tomorrow, I'm going to have a breakdown of all of his interviews that he's been on, and I'm going to take bits and pieces of it and make it make sense. Like, we're going to do it. Y'all going to see me put a documentary together. I haven't did it in a while, but we're going to do it. Now, let me remove this off the screen. And now we're going to get to, not that. Let's remove this off the screen. And now we're going to get to the actual Piers Morgan interview. And we're going to do a full reaction off the Piers Morgan interview. I like the Piers Morgan interview. I like the way that he asked some of these questions. And it's about a 13-minute video. So it won't drag on for so long, but we're going to continue to get an idea of what he is actually saying on his tour. What is the problem? And while we're listening to the problem, as the Black community, we have to figure out how to address it. One of the things that I mentioned, your Black dollar means a lot. Really, you have to allocate it to the right things. Even though if you're not into the big three and things like that, if he has anywhere we can donate these type of things, services, money. The reason why is because he's going to be able to not only keep kids off the street, keep them busy, maybe start more programs with it, which I really believe that this man will do it. I know he ain't going to be Captain Save-A-Ho, but I really got discernment of good character, and I really believe he have a good character. So that'll open up a world of other resources for the actual Black community. If that makes sense to you, why this right here is so important for the Black community. It didn't make sense before when he was talking about the contract, but it did months down the line, almost 4 years down the line. Let's not let this happen again, where he goes on this tour and we really don't hone in to what's the issues and how to fix it, okay? One of the other things that he mentioned that I just want to say is very important, he showed up in all of those meetings early. He was really, really gung-ho to get the information and observe his surroundings. When you get into these positions, Black people, that does not mean that you have made it to the top. You are God, you're everything. Stay humble, pay attention to your surroundings. And as that person said, God sent him an angel and said, hey, did you sign with this person, Mr. Hilliard? We're going to figure out who the hell that is too. Not tonight, but we're going to figure that out. She said, watch it. You better get a lawyer. And that's how it goes down with a lot of these predatory contracts. Okay, so these are things that we need to hone in on these interviews. We're not going to just listen to the interviews like, oh my God, he said this. Oh, look at my bun coming down. My head start going side to side. Let me fix my bun, y'all. Let me fix my wisdom bun. Okay. Shit, I'm gonna come down. Okay, we're gonna have to my wisdom bun. We're gonna have to pay attention to details so we can learn from this. So let's get this interview started with Pierce Morgan, and we're gonna do a full reaction. So this is a reaction video. Look at my man. I love him. This is my guy. I love him like Jamie Foxx. Like I grew up on these type of individuals. Okay, we grew up with the real Ice Cube. You know, I'm gonna name some other people, can't name off the top of my head because they changed over the year, but definitely him, he did not. Let's go.
And I'm joined now by Ice Cube. Well, Ice Cube, thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you.
It's good to be here.
A bona fide legend.
I love
Oh,
him.
thank you.
You like being called a legend?
It's cool. You know, it's cool. It's interesting because I'm still, you know, here, and I still feel like I got so much to do. So it's nice.
You were born O'Shea Jackson. Who actually calls you O'Shea?
My mom, my pops, my wife, my brothers and sisters sometimes, but mostly everybody call me Cube.
Is O'Shea different to Cube?
Yeah.
In what way?
O'Shea's my real name, and when I hear that, I'm either looking for my family or a check. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna call me O'Shea? Hope you got a check. And Cube is what my friends been calling me since I was 12 years old.
Let me ask you this. There's been a lot of stuff about the state of the world, about the state of America.
When the police break the law, we show up. Victims of police violence.
Hold on, y'all. When I have commercials, don't you? I wanted to download it, but I didn't download the video, so bear with me, y'all. Ooh, they want to show out. I had 2 commercials.
How do you see things right now?
I think you know, people are very polarized in all kind of ways. People are afraid to speak out.
Thank you.
Because of the cancel culture that we have today. So I just think, you know, people are afraid and they're running to their corners, you know.
In a way, it is a cancel culture. It behaves like that.
It does, because it makes not only the person that's getting canceled, they're trying to shut them up, but anybody's watching now, they shut up because they say, if it can happen to this guy, it can happen to me. So by smashing somebody who says something that you might not like and canceling them, it actually reverberates throughout the whole community, and everybody now is watching what they say all the time.
Well, see, what's the answer to this? Because I think it's crazy that in a democracy like the United States, like the United Kingdom, that people are too frightened to speak their mind, to say what they think. What do we do about this?
I think you say what you want to say, and to hell with the consequences.
Baby,
you got to be willing to.
I'm just going to second that notation. Uncensored. You just got to say what you got to say, and hell with the consequences. Because if we were being politically correct, and as I tell my family, I tell a lot of people, I'm just going to have to interrupt. This whole pandemic has shown me a lot as a healthcare provider. And I feel if we did not stand up and say what we felt, despite how much we was going to lose, I didn't work for 3 months because I wouldn't participate. Just like that man, okay? And if we did not stand up and cause a controversy and be uncomfortable, be outcast, today, I think most of the world would have been inoculated, or all of it, and we would have already continued down the path of, you know, having the issues that we have. And I'm just using that for example. I second that notation. People who feel like, okay, you're an outcast, I'm talking to you, okay? Uncensored, Grace Levi, my whole life I've been an outcast. You are special, okay? There's a reason why you feel the way you feel. There's a reason why you have discernment. Never let the status quo stop you from having God discernment, and that's what he's saying. Let me just sidetrack real quick, because O'Shea, his name is actually the original name of Joshua, the son of Nun, in the Bible, in the books of Numbers. Now, let me tell you what O'Shea means, okay? O'Shea is another name for, it means Yahweh is salvation, okay? So when you think of Ice Cube, think of Yahweh, his real name, O'Shea, Yahweh is salvation. Not Ice Cube, but that name is the reason why our names are the names that they are. And people don't understand now. I never knew Ice Cube name was O'Shea. But once I heard it, I knew that his name was part of the tribes, okay? If you are a descendant of the tribes, and you do your research, you can also look into Benan Israel. He does a great breakdown of how to find your family lineage, okay? You can go through ancestor.com. They also have like African DNA and much more. But one of the things that I learned from him was actually going into where they kept the records of slaves that came in, and they did. When you read the original names of the slaves, they always had like a Yah in it, a Yah. Everybody name had a Yah in it or had some reflection of the meaning of Yahweh, which is God. So I don't know if Ice Cube knows that his name has a connection to God, but please go research your name and your family's names, because you may not even know that what we're doing, we continue to name our descendants the same names from our ancestors, and we don't even know. Let me give you an example. My name is Siobhan. That's my first name. When you go look up the name, you think it's an Irish name, but it actually means God's grace. Okay. So another example, I didn't even know, it's just like my son is Shadri. A lot of these names, Dre, Yah, Yay, these names like Anaya, Tawana, these names, you think they're ghetto, but they're not ghetto names. These are God's people. I just had to get into that real quick because the name really, really stuck out to me. And I don't know if people really did research on their name, their family's names. God is showing us who we are through our names and our actions. So what O'Shea means is Yah is salvation. Yah is salvation and is a charming title of honor, faith. Okay. I'm not going to go totally into it. It is the Sabbath. You know what I do. But I just wanted you guys to understand that this man probably don't even know. Okay. I'm going to go look up Kyrie name because Kyrie name means something too while we listening to him. Let's finish listening. Go look up your name, Black people.
Fight for your rights and fight for what you believe in.
Yeah.
And if you're a person who believes in freedom of speech, you have to fight and say what you feel and let the chips fall where they may, and stand on that. And, it may not be an easy road, but I think you feel better about yourself when you say what needs to be said at the time it needs to be said, and not afterwards where you go home and think, I should have said this when that guy was there, or when I was there, I should have said that and I didn't. That haunts you more.
You can definitely say what the hell you like on this show. It's called uncensored for a reason.
That's why I'm here, man. That's
You've
what
always
I'm
been
all about.
uncensored. Let me ask you this. Is America more racist or less racist than when you were a kid?
I think it's pretty much the same because it's institutionalized, and the institution takes on different faces, so to speak. But I don't know if racism in the financial sector has gotten any better. We still have a hard time getting capital when we need it.
Thank you.
We still have a hard time having that access to those currency streams that's out there, and so it affects us in the same way. In 1865, Black people own maybe 1 or 2% of America. and I believe we're still in that same place.
Is that right?
Yeah.
It's barely.
I don't even think we're at that same place. I think we're a little bit lower than that. Okay. But another thing that he failed to mention that I just want to add on to what he said, even when we do get the capital, we get into situations where they steal our idea, block our product, and drain our capital. Okay. The money, they find a way to drain the money out of the Black community as well. Pay attention.
Barely changed.
Barely changed. It's in some ways it's gotten worse. I mean worser, but it's gotten worse.
I love him.
I think the Corner Commission did something in 1968 about the poverty in America and how it affects all the people, and we're worse than we were in 1968.
Sick of hiring.
Yes, we are. We'll let this play out and let you know the reason why I agree with him, why I believe that we're worse in 1968, because we're under the impression that we're doing better and we're really not. For us to feel like we're doing better, have access to capital to a certain extent, with what we able to buy, go on vacation, and still allegedly by his degree still own the same amount of land, which I don't believe we do. Okay. That says a lot. That's sad. That's a problem. Okay. We really got to think about that, Black people. It's not only the gatekeepers that's keeping us at bay. Okay. It is actually our perspective and what we find is value, what we value. And I'm just going to get distracted real quick before we finish. Let him talk. And I'm not going to talk about names one more time, but I want you guys, Black people, to start looking up your name. You do not understand that your name means something, especially in the Hebrew format. Your name may be one way, but it may mean something. Let me let you know what Kyrie name is. The name Kyrie comes from the Greek word Kryos, okay, which means Lord or Master. It is a direct translation of the Hebrew word Adoni, okay, Adoni, which was used as in ancient times as a title of respect for God. The name Kyrie has been used in various forms throughout history and across many different cultures, okay? So the original words comes from Hebrew, okay? Need y'all to go look up the original meanings of your name so you guys can start feeling the essence of who you are and seeing the connection of who you are to God. Okay, because that was one of the things that helped me too. Once I looked up my first name and I was like, God's grace. And this is why you get Grace Levi today. Okay, does it make sense? Okay, let me let some
in this very studio was Kanye West.
Yeah.
You've had a wobbly relationship with him, but you're back on track. I read that you saw him, in fact, a few days ago.
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago. I mean, we were always cool. You know, he spoke my name without really explaining what he meant, and I just really couldn't leave that statement out there without, he never explained what he meant, and so I had to, kind of rebut that. But since then, we've talked, and I think Ye understands that generalizing will always get you in more hot water than being very specific.
Exactly. And that's why we're going to do our research on all the names that he dropped. And we're no longer going to generalize statements here on this platform. We're going to figure it out, and we're going to name names, and we're going to do some research so they can't say that it's anti-Semitic or it's hate. It's just going to be facts. And if we can't put it on YouTube, it's going to be on Rumble.
You can,
because I haven't really seen much of him since I interviewed him. He's kind of disappeared. I mean, how is he? How's he dealing with what's happened to him?
I believe he's doing great. He's still, dealing with some people trying to hold on to his money. But for the most part, I believe he's in a good space. I think he's, learned a lot from this past year, and hopefully he'll come out better on the other side.
When you saw some of the crazier things he was saying, the anti-Semitic statements he was making, what did you feel as someone who knew him well? What did you feel about that?
I felt that if he was really upset with specific people, that the message he was saying would kind of hijack what he's really upset about. You know.
Exactly. Call out names, baby. Call out names like I do. How you call out YouTube? On YouTube. Grace Levi. I don't give a damn.
And you know that's kind of what happened. You just can't generalize. You have to be specific, especially if you're talking about anybody, any race of people. You have to be specific on who exactly you're talking about.
Let's talk about the music industry. Huge amount of attention being given to artificial intelligence now.
Yeah.
Clearly it has awesome power, not least to replicate how people like you would make music. What do you feel about that?
I think it's terrible. I think it's going to make people lazier, less creative. You know, could you imagine if an actor, like if I decided not to do a sequel?
Thank you.
And the movie company said, we have the rights to your likeness.
Right.
We're going to put you in the sequel, whether you want to be or not, because we have the right to. So now they use AI to put Ice Cube in a movie I don't want to be in, saying things I don't want to say and doing things I wouldn't do. So to me, that's terrible. Or taking an artist that's passed away and having them do a new song with lyrics that they may not agree with. It's just, you know, it's a slippery slope that will hurt us more than it will help us.
Is there a benefit that you can see where you could use AI to enhance what you do?
This is a topic that we have to talk about, Black community, because a lot of us are not talking about this, and this is real. Okay, this is something I talk to my kids about because they are coming into the work industry into the next couple of years with literally more than just human competition. So let's listen.
I mean, we use, you know, automation here and there to help advance and make us sound better. But, you know, once you take the paintbrush out of the painter's hand, is it really a painting from him, you know?
Right. Well, it's an interesting question, isn't it? Is it? I mean, I don't know.
Like if somebody does an Ice Cube AI song, how could it be an Ice Cube song? It's an artificial, it's like a mannequin or a puppet, or, you know, that's how I look at it. It's not real.
So basically what he's saying is that this AI is not only going to be able to, because he didn't mention it, but replace a lot of people's jobs, but it also can put us in danger. It also can put us in danger. Danger like our likeness, our image, our voice being used. Now, not even the common person. Manipulation is done by AI. Now, right now, I think that you guys and me have common sense to be able to tell right now, because when I see AI pictures, you can see the glitches in them. When you see these computerized faces, you can really tell that they're not human. But what happens when it gets to the point that it really does look human? What happens when one day you get a phone call saying, oh, like someone is pretending to be your daughter, it sounds just like your daughter or your son, saying, hey, someone got me, I need you to send me this money, I needed this, that, and third. And you really think that you're talking to your kids. You know, you don't know what to do. Okay. And you go give money out, or you do whatever. Okay. Or you give your information out. AI, this type of AI technology, we have to think out the box. We have to think out the box, especially us as Black people. The situation that we're in when it comes to our workforce, we are already the last of the last to be chosen. This system is not run by us. There is not 90% of the companies or even 10% of the companies that we own in America to sustain us. So once we start to get replaced on that level as AI, our working statistics are even going to go down even more. That's why it's very important to do things like what Ice Cube is doing. This is called grassroots upliftment, community upliftment. This is what goes on. I'm going to keep it honest in Atlanta to a certain extent. This is why they have so many businesses. I learned a lot by living out here in Georgia. I'm going to say Georgia, the state. Georgia, the state, and many counties are based on the small business, especially Atlanta. It's not based on the big corporations. A lot of its monies is coming from the small business. This is why the government in this particular area or in the county, they focus on small business, making sure that they satisfy, giving them resources. How did that happen? It didn't happen overnight. The small businesses didn't just pop up because the government created them. Literally, grassroots people like me, you, and everybody else just came up with ideas and stuck to it. Now, you will know, I think in Texas and Georgia, we have the highest rate of Black-owned business. This is something that we have to do a cookie cutter across the whole United States, is literally bring the money back to the little guy, because these type of things will literally shut us down. You got AI, you got censorship, okay? And when you have these type of things going on with mother companies that literally run the whole industry, as what he's talking about, where he's talking about now he has to go against the NBA, as an NBA, okay? That is a mother company. That is a huge mother company. That's why I said he's not going to be able to survive without us. Prime example, the same thing that happened when he said, let's come and do a contract, Black community. Let's come up with some terms and then present it to them together, okay? And what happened? After we all started scrambling, talking about him, throwing people under the bus, he's not a leader, he's a rapper, he's this, nothing. So I'm stressing this right here, right now, because even if you don't support his particular movement, the big three, because you're not into sports, maybe you want to do something in your community. I know you see children running around, ain't got shit to do. Crime is going up because poverty is going up. Poverty is not a color thing. I'm gonna be honest. We have a lot of poverty because of our situation. Definitely, I'm not disregarding that. But poverty begets violence. So if we have a lot of poverty, that's why we have a lot of violence in the Black community. When you have people who don't have access to capital or money or resources, they're going to go get it in the best way they could. So to eliminate that, what I'm saying is that when we watch these videos and we talk about it, it's what can you do? You can do something simple. Something simple. Boy and girl group, boys and girls group. Have people, or you like to make I'm gonna throw mad shit out there. I'm just gonna let you know. Everything counts in the Black community because what it does is give us connectivity. We don't have connectivity in the Black community. What I mean is a genuine love and genuine support for people, don't matter what we get out of the deal. That's what the other communities do because they know the bigger picture that they're all going to survive. Make it and thrive. I don't know what we see as the Black community when we see each other, but literally when we congregate to get something off of the next person and not literally we harmonize. If I noticed that we go to business meetings, go to the little market meetings, that person don't even listen to half the shit you talk about. They just want you to take their card and keep it moving. That is not a good tone. Nothing is going to work in the Black community unless we change it. I'm just keeping it real because this Black gatekeeper tour is significant. Not to only call out them, but to actually strategize. And it don't need to be televised, okay? You don't need to televise the strategies. We just throwing stuff out there. If you decide to do something, do it in your little section. Make it happen and make a change. Now, one little simple example. Person like I can't do all that. If you know how to bake, you know how to cook, you can start a little cooking club around in your area. Get the young ladies in there, showing them etiquette through cooking, through loving themselves, through sitting down through family meals. That little thing right there builds the bridge of communication and connectivity between our generations. Okay, all right. So I just had to mention that. I know sometimes I go off on a tangent, but when I hear certain stuff, it makes me literally just come up with a slew of ideas of like, yo, this is what we could do to fix it. This is what we could do to fix it. But I can't do everything, but I hope some of the suggestions that we put out there, that somebody like, I can do that. I can do that once a week. I can do that for 2 hours, because that little trickle event, that little trickle of what you do can send a ripple effect out. Okay. I had a parent in my area. Well, it was my best friend mother. She used to work as a social worker. So she used to let us go to these teen powerhouses. She would invite the children around in the neighborhood, like, hey, come down, learn about STDs, learn about all types of stuff. If I did not go to those things with her, and living in a household that I lived in, coming from a farmer household where us not talking about this type of stuff, having these, weird ass values, because everybody got their weird ass values. Haitians got weird ass values just like Americans. You know what I'm saying? I would have knew nothing about sex education or none of that. So that little thing that she did, let me go with her kids and her situation, literally opened me up to a world of, ooh, STDs is nasty. Ooh, you could get clusters of warts. I don't want none of that. Oh no. You see what I'm saying? Okay. What you do counts. So let's get back to the interview. I know I went on a tangent, but it's okay.
I think it's going to kill us all, artificial intelligence.
Um,
I interviewed Professor Stephen Hawking before he died. And I said, what's the biggest threat to mankind? He said, when artificial intelligence learns to self-design. That's it.
Yeah, I think, it's already figuring us out in a lot of different ways. I've heard that it's learn how to lie.
Yeah.
This is the, in every science fiction movie, this is the beginning of the end.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
If you knew it was about to end, what would you do on your last day? You got 24 hours to live.
Hug my family, love them, explain to them how much I care about them.
24 hours to live.
Pray to my maker, and prepare myself to meet him.
I know that's right. I love you, Ice Cube. I love this man. This is genuineness, guys. If y'all don't know genuineness and you never heard it, I'm gonna let y'all listen to it one more time, because I think as Black people, we don't know what genuineness is, and you think just looking nice, being cute, being loud, talking to bullshit is what it is. That's not okay, guys. We're really in a war. And you think it's a game, it's coming from every which way side, especially against Black people, okay? And when you think about what AI can do and is going to do, because they keep developing it and it's self-developing itself, do you understand what self-development means? That's what we do. It's like evolving. That's dangerous. But back to what Ice Cube is saying. This gentleman is a really genuine person, and I'm highlighting this because we have to have discernment, Black people, on who is what. Please.
Maker.
I love him.
Myself. What would you do on your last day? You got 24 hours to live.
Hug my family, love them, explain to them how much I care about them. Pray to my maker, and prepare myself to meet him.
Would you have a last meal?
I don't know why he asking him these questions, honestly, because I mean, I like his response, but it's really making me cry, because I feel some way. Because if they do something to Ice Cube, y'all gonna see Grace Levi turn the fuck up. So excuse my language. If y'all think that my family think I'm a renegade now, I'm gonna lose all hope in this motherfucking system. Don't you be asking Ice Cube what's his last meal. Okay, I feel some type of way. I don't like it, because honestly, the last person who talked about this, I'm about to cry because I feel some type of way, is a doctor called Dr. Batar. I want you guys to look him up, because I can't really talk about medical information here. But Dr. Batar was one of the doctors, was part of the infamous 12 that was with, y'all probably remember Rizza Islam, part of that infamous 12. Dr. Batar is dead now. Okay, he died in May, allegedly of poisoning. I feel some type of way. Okay, because he was one of the people that was really fighting for us for freedom, for our freedom and our choice. I never got to cry. Now I'm crying. I'm crying because I'm thinking about Dr. Batar. I really feel some type of way. I don't like these questions, y'all. I'm gonna get myself off the screen real quick. Y'all can see sometimes I'm gonna bust out and cry. I really I feel some type of way because the last person who they asked this question to passed away. If they do something to Ice Cube, I'm gonna kick some ass. Y'all gonna see somebody go on a rampage. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I promise you, I ain't gonna stop. If y'all think that I'm up here talking shit now, oh my God, I'm gonna go in. If I have to raise or work as a nurse that I don't really want to get a whole lot of money to go on a sponsored tour like this, I want to do it my damn self. They better not do nothing to Ice Cube. I'm just letting y'all know right now. I'm upset.
I've noticed it seems like it's getting hotter.
Let's just commercial play. Oh my God. I couldn't believe I just bust out and started crying. It's just because I never cried for Dr. Patar. I did a whole tribute video to him on Thursday and I didn't cry. That shit hurt me. I know a lot of people who really stood up for people in this last 2 years, 3 years that passed away.
Yeah.
What would you have?
Everything I could stuff in my mouth.
You're not going to worry about any dieting, right?
Yeah. You know, I'll be probably sick off everything on that day.
You turned down a $9 million movie role in 2021 because you wouldn't.
All right, guys, I'm sorry. This is when he's going to talk about the vaccination. I'm going to get my face together because I'm literally here in tears. But this is what he talks about, the sacrifice. This is the sacrifice that we made.
Take the COVID vaccine as being mandatory in 2021 because you wouldn't take. You're not going to worry about any dieting, right?
Yeah. You know, I'll be probably sick off everything on that day.
You turned down a $9 million movie role in 2021 because you wouldn't take the COVID vaccine as being mandated in Hollywood at the time. Any regrets? There's a lot of money.
Not at all. Not one regret.
You know, my thought when I heard that story? You must be even richer than I think you are.
I mean, everybody can use $9 million. I don't care how rich they think they are. You know, everybody can use that money. I could have used that money. My family could have used that money, but I felt like, you know, your health is worth more than all the money in the world. Because if you had all the money in the world and you wasn't healthy, you would use that money to get healthy. So to me, it was an experimental drug, and they had no time to really see the long-term effects like most. And I'm vaccinated. I've been vaccinated when I was a kid. But these are drugs that have been tested for decades, and you know pretty much most of the side effects.
I mean, ultimately, I felt about COVID vaccines that once it was established against what they initially thought, that you could still transmit the virus, whether you were vaccinated or not. To me, it becomes a personal choice. Then it's down to you.
Yeah, without a doubt. And you know, the pharmaceutical companies made a lot of money. Businesses closed. You know, it was a. It's like an incentive, even when things are not going right, to keep going. It's kind of like the war machine. You know, if you make the bullets and the Band-Aids, you're going to always want to be in war because it's profitable.
Have you worked out who you're going to vote for next year?
No.
Yeah, I can't even be mad at him.
Hobson's choice.
What's that mean?
It means it doesn't matter which way you go, you're going to get screwed. I mean,
wow.
Joe Biden.
Exactly. No matter which way we vote, it's the same damn head. I'm sorry, guys. Y'all already know what it is. Grace Levi, I'm very sensitive about that. Everything that he said is the truth when it comes to the inoculation and the situation and the pressure. Y'all don't know, please watch my Nurses to Nurses video. This shit hurts. It's a war. It hurts. It's not a joke. He sacrificed them out. Oh, he was rich. No, we just had to make a decision. Literally in those 3-4 months, 3 months that I wasn't working, do you know I literally didn't have any money? Thank God I had money saved. It was a lot of us that went through a whole lot of stuff, and I'm literally a registered nurse. So I love what he said and I love what he did, because if it wasn't for people like me and him and a whole lot of you guys, a whole lot of what they call, whatever, what they call y'all, this whole world would have been in deep doo-doo.
Looks like he barely knows what day it is. Donald Trump might be in a prison cell. So if that's the choice, what does it say about America?
that, you know, America needs to re-examine where we are, where we're going, who we want to lead us, and what kind of country we actually want to be. You know, a lot of choices. You know, I've become independent in all this because I like to sit back and see, you know, who's really gonna be the best choice. Unfortunately, the choices are not always top notch, so to speak.
Have you thought of running yourself?
Oh, I would never run.
There might be
I
a
would
vacancy
Right,
now,
I'm not about to be in this
CD
burning
retired.
fucking house.
Nah, I don't want to be a politician. You know, they can king me. They want to make me king. I'll be a king.
Well, actually, I always felt if it hadn't been
love
for King
him.
George III being so useless, you could still have the monarchy here, and it could be King Piers. I mean,
All right, so what we're going to do is stop it right there. That's basically his interview. I think this was a really great interview with Piers Morgan. That interview with Ice Cube, a lot of the things he was saying, it was spot on. I do apologize, y'all, for being triggered because I really didn't appreciate. I just didn't like the question where he asked him, "What would you do? You know, if it was the last day to live?" And like I said, people like us who stand up, who fight, who say stuff. Literally, we'll be here today fighting for people, and then tomorrow when they're gone, people will just forget. You know, so it really hurts because, like I said, one of my favorite doctors, a part of the 12, infamous 12, allegedly passed away in May 19th, and a few days prior to that, he was saying that he was poisoned. Allegedly, he said it. I showed it on me. He said it. He said he was poisoned. I don't know why he was taking injections, why they gave him injections, but it just went haywire. And I just pray. We just need to pray for Ice Cube. We really do. Y'all don't know how serious this is. It's not just a talking line. I don't want a video to say, well, RIP Ice Cube, because this man is literally just trying to stand up for his people in his community because we got nothing but us. Okay. So I'm not going to drag this on. I love Ice Cube. I did break down a little bit. What I'm going to do is start working on that documentary for you guys. Literally see if I can break it down into like an hour and a half of all the interviews that he have done up to this date. And I'm gonna put it on Rumble. See, can I put it on YouTube? Hopefully they don't restrict it. I may add a little bit more to it because if he mentioned anything, if they mention anything, you know, that I feel like I can add more content, especially biblical. Y'all know I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna work on it, and I'm gonna just say thank you so much for being here with Grace Levi. Thank you for being part of the Uncensored family, tuning in. You're gonna be seeing me, and I'll be coming back actually tomorrow. Tomorrow we're doing uncensored enlightenment topics, so we're gonna be going into celebrity gossip, international news. You know, we're gonna talk about it from an enlightenment perspective, maybe conspiracy, real perspective, and a human perspective. Basically, everything that we share here is for your development. It could be human development, but it's really for the Black community because personally, no matter how much money I can make by myself, cannot do it by myself. No matter how much money you make by yourself, you can't do it by yourself. The same thing Ice Cube is saying. We have to stick together no matter what. Even if they let him in and they stop blackballing him, they're still going to have control of the amount of money in the arenas that he will be able to play in and do things because we don't have any assets. We don't have any manufacturing companies. We don't have any raw raw materials for the things we need. We don't have the buildings. We don't have the structure. And why is that, Black people? It's not totally the gatekeepers. It is our priorities. It is our priorities and how we spend the money. The power is in your hand. Okay. So shout out to Ice Cube for talking like a freedom fighter. It is what it is. Last thing, please look up your name. Look up your name, no matter what your name is, and then look up the Hebrew meaning of it. Also, I want you guys to, it's a book that they have a list of all the slaves that came in on the slave ship. I'm going to try to leave that link at the bottom of this video tonight. And I don't know if y'all will be able to maneuver through it. If y'all don't, I'm going to go through it probably next week or something like that. So you can kind of look at the names of the slaves that came in and how they was changed. And the names that was originally there was literally some way, somehow connected to Yahweh. We are Yah children. No matter what your name is, I promise you, it's going to be connected to God. So I love you guys. Shout out to Jamie Foxx. Shout out to Ice Cube. Mad love and blessings. And I'll see y'all tomorrow night.
Every day, answer. Because you are that, you are capable. You are gifted, and you are so unique. All of the things that you may hate about yourself are your strengths. It's okay to be soft. It's okay to be opinionated. It's okay to be different. And it's so okay to just be you. The world awaits to receive you.
The real estate market often seems like a distant world where only an elite of experts is successful. In a time of so much uncertainty in the air and bad news, realist investing can seem intimidating. But today, I want to tell you that if you make the right decision today, you can enter the real estate market from the back door. Bad credit record? No credit at all. Do you dread the idea of having a home loan? Do you dream of owning investment properties? You are in the right place and right time because we have created a program which is a tax lien and deed investment online course of only 14 hours. This course is specially designed for people like you who have big dreams. You will learn at your own pace and everything from your home computer. This is your chance. Join our membership for $19.99 a year. What are you waiting for? Visit our website primetimehomebuyerBuyback.org and sign up today for course access.